Well, hello everyone. I hope you are doing well. My name is Nancy Trojanowski, and I am one of the lead faculty for the science department here. And I am really excited that we are moving into Unit 2 because we have our first virtual lab. And I wanted to show you where to access the lab, how it works, and to give you some tips and tricks on the lab worksheet itself. Okay, so let's follow along. So the first thing, you're going to click on your assignment list. And you can tell in here we have IntelliPath and we have our two individual projects, which are the virtual labs. All right, so you're going to click on Unit 2 individual project, and that will show you the information for our first virtual lab here. So a couple things. Number one, there's a great video tutorial here that covers what's happening in the lab, similar to what I'm doing now, but you can review this to get some extra resources, some extra guidance there. And then you'll see right here it says you need to click here to access the lab report. Okay, that is the worksheet. That is the report you're going to actually type into. Okay, or you can use this one that's going to be sent to you, where I put in some tips and tricks in blue for you to follow along. You can see here, I'll come back to this, but there's some added guidance in this one for you. Go back to the class. Okay, so you're going to download your worksheet or use this one that's sent to you, and that's what you're going to actually type in. Now to get to the lab, to access it, you're going to go up here to Learning Materials, which is under the Course Resources part. Click on Learning Materials, and you're going to click on Unit 2. Okay, and you'll see here, this is the Muse, but you have to click on the link over here. All right, the Muse is what houses our virtual labs. So it's going to take you, it's going to open up a new page and take you to the Muse home. So when you click on Chemistry and the pH scale, it will open up a new tab, okay, a new window for you, and you can see here there's a couple extra resources there which you should view prior to doing the lab. And then right here is the virtual lab. So you're going to click on that square, and it may say, you may get a message that pops up that's from your Adobe Flash player that says, do you want to run it or allow it or access it or whatever, and you can click yes. You want to do that. You need to do that to be able to view the lab. And you'll see it says phase 1. Don't worry about the phases. Right down here, this little caret, that's how you're going to advance the slides. So you're going to click on that, and then this is your first part of your lab. So if we go back to the worksheet, okay, after you fill in your basic info there, section 1 right here, okay, says you're filling in the information into this table. You're filling it in from the lab. Okay, so that first part there, we need to know the solution name, we need to know if it's an acid or base or neutral, and we need to know what the pH is after we do the lab part. So if we go back to the lab, okay, we can see that this is pure water. All right, so that is the first thing we're going to write down in our lab. We know that our first solution is pure water, right? And then you're going to tell me, and I'm not going to give this away, is that an acid, a base, or neutral? Okay, if it's pure water. Then you're going to tell me what is that pH. So you're going to have to actually do the lab part. So you're going to add the indicator, okay, to the solution by clicking here. It says cap and invert the test tube. So we're going to cap the test tube, invert it by clicking there, and you can see it turns a color, and you're going to match it up to the pH scale. Okay, so whatever you think it looks like, you're going to match it up to the pH scale, and then you are going to list that on the chart here. So you're going to list whatever the pH is. So it's blah, 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 pH. Okay, so whatever that number is, we'll put a number sign there. How about that? There we go. So it's whatever number pH. Okay, so you're going to continue doing the lab for each of those solutions. So you can see the next solution is lemon juice and so on. All right, so after you have all of your observations filled in there, you're going to go down to section 2 and you're going to answer the questions. These questions are pretty straightforward about the lake portion that you will get to. And then in part 2, you'll notice this requires 3 to 5 sentences for each part. So make sure that you are actually doing that. Reason being, it takes that much to actually explain and answer the question, okay? So here you can see I've added in some extra guidance here about some things. For example, list and describe the acids that you find that are common. So you can list there and describe each one. Okay, so you can kind of follow along with this outline to help you. Same thing here, list some bases that are, common around you. Where do you find these things? All right, give me some examples there and your description there, and you can see some specifics about what you're using to describe there. What are the common attributes of those? So hopefully that is helpful. Same thing as you scroll down here. Again, each of these is 3 to 5 sentences, and there's a couple extra pieces of information and guidance here to help answer those questions. So hopefully that is helpful. If you have any questions about this lab or how to access it, please let us know. And I would suggest with anything, try out the technology and be sure it's working. Make sure you can actually open up the lab and get to it. And again, if you have any questions or need any help, we are here for you. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.